is one of my guitars. That one I made in 2005. Experimental in a way, because I reduced the top to about 2.5mm thickness, which is a little bit thin, and consequently it's buckled very slightly. But nothing venture, nothing gain. So when I build guitars, I like to add a little to the tradition by doing something a bit different, and usually it's because there's a problem to solve. And a good example is my saw curve method of bending the sides. If I just show you another guitar, I've cold bent the sides by putting saw grooves in, similar to the saw kerfing found in the lining strips inside. But this one has been my workhorse, the guitar that I learned my craft when I used to busk on the streets of Bath. And so, you know, I'm quite attached to this. Now, what is special about this guitar is that, again, I haven't steam bent the sides. I've used a kind of aircraft plywood. So I've been able to cold bend it using one of my novel jigs. Jigs, not gigs. So, I mean, my gigs are novel as well. But really what this video is about, and please don't switch off because I'm advertising, because come on you guys, I've got to make a living. But I'm working on a hugely time-consuming and complex publication called Acoustic Guitar Easy Build, whereby I enable you, that is guys who can already play the guitar and therefore you're dexterous through your hands. You may not have done any woodworking before, but the idea is that I enable you to make a really respectable sounding acoustic guitar using radical methods that are mine, very low cost jigs and low cost tools, because you may not have a fully kitted out workshop because you're not likely to be a woodworker. Having said that, I want to include it obviously to woodworkers alike, but the point is that traditionally if you want to make an acoustic guitar of any kind of worth, you could spend £3,000 or £4,000 on a course. Now even a guitar kit is going to cost you 400 quid. And in this short video I'm just going to demonstrate, just give you a little taster of some of the methodology that I am pioneering. And today I received delivery of this fabulous little router. Now can you believe it, this router cost just £36 and it came with a couple of cutters. And the whole idea is that I'm working to as low a budget as possible on this publication, and a router is really useful. It can do away with a lot of conventional tools, and what I'm going to hope to do is reduce the thickness of the front of the guitar, which I buy in as a blank or a pair of match blanks. I reduce it down from about 5mm to 3mm. Now normally that would involve skillful planing, but I'm hoping to demonstrate that we can do it with a router by surface skimming. If you read my pioneer book, The Incredible Router, as far back as 1989 I demonstrated the technique of surface skimming, and there are other techniques, router techniques, using minimal cutters that will be employed in the making of the guitar. And the other thing of note is that I've used just 1/2-inch chipboard and batten as a standard material, easily available to make all the jigs. I mean, even this jig for sawing off various lengths, and this tiny sanding table jig using a drill that cost under £20. So it's really quite astonishing just how creative you can be with just really low cost tools, but well selected tools. So let's just take a brief look at how I'm using the router to get a really good edge for the matched faces or pieces for the guitar top, because that glue line has to be invisible, and normally anybody who's done woodworking knows that planing an edge, especially one so thin as this, takes a lot of skill. But with the router and a 24-inch steel ruler used as a batten guide, it's easy peasy. So I do hope this will inspire some of you out there who are guitar players, probably better guitar players than myself, to realise your lifetime dream, which is to build your own guitar. Because the opportunity, of course, is to customise it. Customise the neck to get the action just right. You can customise the decoration or lack of decoration on the fingerboard, because I always feel less is more. And you can customise the head, put your initials on it, use a fancy veneer on the head, and you can add electronics such as these wonderful little Artec piezo pickups with graphic equalizer. So it's fantastic. I mean, an acoustic guitar embodies, you know, so many techniques, so many craft techniques and different materials. But at the end of it, the moment of truth is, you know, putting the strings on your guitar and listening to that sound. You know, the only prerequisite really for involving yourself in my project is that if you can saw to a straight line. I will teach you everything else in the numerous videos that are integrated in the online e-publication called Acoustic Guitar Easy Build. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to add a little bit of music created with some of the guitars that I built, including this one. Great, thanks.